After researching both general and genre-specific conventions, I was able to recognise areas in our own video that we could incorporate these conventions into. We began with planning our idea extensively, and we took influences from previous Atomic Kitten videos, including It's OK and other trendy groups such as the Saturdays, for outfit and location inspiration. Atomic Kitten usually follow most common conventions such as lip-syncing and direct gaze into the concept and/or narrative, and reflecting the male gaze theory through the use of tight and revealing clothing, with the camera often panning across the body to objectify the members. Because we evidently saw this, we thought it would be appropriate to apply these elements to our production. When deciding which outfits to wear throughout our video, we looked at lots of previous examples. The outfits that we decided were thought of with great care. The performance outfits have been greatly influenced by other female pop groups, like Atomic Kitten themselves, the Sugar Babes, and Girls Aloud. All these groups will often be wearing smart dresses and heels in their videos, with heavy makeup and styled hair. If there are any other setups, then sometimes a more casual outfit will be shown too. We have incorporated both of these styles into our video, as we used 2 formal dresses and 1 casual outfit for the performance footage. We used 2 styles of dresses each, 1 blue and 1 black, and then we wore floral and patterned clothing for the casual shots. We mixed up the outfits to provide a visual range and to keep the audience from getting bored. We took particular inspiration for the casual outfits from the original video for It's OK, as they're wearing headbands and floaty tops to fit in with the beach location. Because one of our locations was a wooded area, we thought it would work effectively if we wore floral clothing to reflect a natural hippie theme associated with woodland. We found that this worked well as it broke up the formal side and added a more relatable, casual side to the video. The narrative outfits were also decided upon after long discussion. Again, there were 3 different outfits for this section, yet this time they were all relatively casual to provide a sense of realism. Because the narrative was split into past and present, there were 2 outfits for the past and 1 for the present. We used 2 outfits for the past scenes, 1 for the outside shots and 1 for the inside shots, for both the boy and girl. The inside outfit was the most formal out of all 3, as it was worn for the romantic meal setup, so therefore we felt it would be more appropriate for the boy to be wearing a shirt and for the girl to be wearing a nice top and skirt. The outside shot was the most casual, as this was worn for the dog walk setups, meaning the clothing needed to be appropriate for outdoors, and because it had been raining, the paths were muddy, hence the need for wellies. We thought that because of the cold weather and wet scenery, there was a greater sense of realism portrayed, as it made it easier for the audience to relate to the characters and situation. The present outfit was another simple and ordinary outfit, and the characters were in a house wearing normal clothes, so the audience would definitely be able to relate to these scenes, even if there was no romantic narrative and it was just the outfit shown on screen. We have applied the male gaze theory to our video, however, only to a certain extent. The dresses we wore were different, as some were low cut and others were tight or bodycon, and for the hippie outfit we wore tight jeans and shorts and vests and crop tops. We chose the outfits that we thought would look most effective on camera, while also considering what clothing would reflect the male gaze theory the most. In the video we included some close-up shots which showed off our bodies. However, because the target audience is 12 to 24, we did this rarely to accommodate the younger girls viewing. Despite this, there is objectification used in some parts of the video, but some shots are more subtle than others. For example, the shot at the end of the group walking away begins as a slight pan up their lower bodies, then as they move away from the camera, then fully come into shot. We challenged what you would typically expect to see in a girl group video with the locations of our own video. The pop genre is usually centred around urban themes, with gritty backstreets used by both female and male artists and groups. For example, Blue's One Love, which provides street credibility for the boys. However, in contrast to this, we shot both our performance and narrative footage in rural areas. This was mainly due to accessibility and timescales, as we had very little time to complete the video, so we needed to ensure that if we were to need any last-minute footage, we could easily access the same location that day and with no transport. The areas in which we live are rural, which also meant that there were many possible locations to choose from, which would not be interrupted by other people. For the narrative section, we used one of our own houses, which was further out than what we had wanted, yet this house provided us with the most scope and more location opportunities. Because of this, we planned the narrative shoot thoroughly and carefully to make sure that we would not need to reshoot any of this footage and have to rearrange transport at the last minute. Most of the feedback we received praised the rural aspect to the video, so we feel that by challenging the common conventions, we actually created a video with more of an impact on the audience. We used a particular style of editing to convey the romantic narrative clearly to add a more emotional pleasures to our video, as spoken by about Rick Altman. Pop music videos tend to be edited to fit the tempo and style of the lyrics, and because the lyrics are romantic, we thought it would be best to leave slightly longer takes than what you would expect to see in an upbeat dance video, as it portrays the romantic element more effectively. The use of mise-en-scene further allowed us to convey the romantic theme, as we focus on the exchange of the roses and a necklace in the video, and then reuse the petals of these roses again later in the video. We needed to make sure these props were not the total main focus points so as to overrule the rest of the video, yet they still needed to be clear enough for the audience to pick up on through preferred reading, as explained by Stuart Hall. The transitions we chose were also picked with consideration, as these also needed to fit in with a soft editing style. We used many fades and created a transition out of some existing shots that we had. We had a shot zooming into water and a zoom out to show the duck pond, so we put these two shots together to create a new transition, rather than using a pre-installed fade or zoom out. We received excellent feedback from this transition, so we decided to keep this and use it in our final video, as it worked effectively and looked professional. Layering has also been used many times in our video, as this fits in well with the theme of the video and our editing style. We layered performance shots onto narrative shots, as it added visual variety and made some shots, particularly scenery shots, appear more effective. Compared to other existing romantic pop videos, we have tried to edit our video appropriately and similarly to how these videos are cut, as we wanted to make it as realistic and believable as possible.